sing the national anthem. So welcome, and we'll talk more once we go back in.
Thank you.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्तर बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
भारत माता की
जय
भारत माता की जय भारत माता की
Of Sanskriti, a very warm welcome to all our new students, special guests, our chief guest, and also to the returning students. It's great to see so many people here this early in the morning. Appreciate it. This is Sanskriti's 5th year. I'm not sure if everybody knows that, so it's a particularly special day. August 2001 was when this organization was founded, so it's our 5th anniversary, and we hope to start things off with a bang. We're hoping for an exciting and very busy year. We have at least one event planned every month for this semester. We really hope you will be joining us for those. Before we move on with the rest of things, I'd like to invite the president of Sanskriti, Kalpesh Rathod, to come up and say a few words.
Hello friends, thanks for coming, respected chief guest on this Independence Day. The message I would like to give you is not my message, a message I got from many people who are SDSU, director of IIC and chairperson of management schools, and all they want to give you a message is proud to be an Indian. The meaning behind this is whatever you do, just feel proud of that. When you do your job, just feel proud of that. When you do your assignment or job and coursework, just feel proud to be an Indian, and this feeling of proud will come if you do your things from heart. And I know that everyone over here is capable of doing things by heart, and that's why we can say that we are proud to be an Indian. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Kalpesh. We're looking forward to a great year with you as our leader. Well, I think it's time to introduce our chief guest. You all saw him out there. He raised the flag for us, but now for a little bit about him. We are actually very honored and lucky to have with us this morning Dr. M.C. Madhavan. He's a retired professor of economics here at SDSU. He agreed to come and be our guest of honor and preside over today's festivities with very little encouragement, so I'm really grateful for him to agree to come. Not only has Dr. Madhavan been a faculty member here at State, he wore a number of other hats as well. He was chairman of the Department of Asian Studies, director of the Center for Research for Economic Development. He has also lectured and been a visiting faculty member at international universities like IIT and Madras School of Economics in India, and in countries like Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. He served as an economist for the World Bank and was chair of the United Nations Development Program mission to India in 1987, and has also served on other World Bank missions. The list of his work goes on. I could be here talking all day. He's a most brilliant person, but I would like to mention some of the recognition he has gotten over the years. He was the American Society's Ethnic Person of the Year in '87. He's been listed in both American and international Who's Who. In the San Diego area, he has been an active citizen who has chaired the World Affairs Council of San Diego and the San Diego Indian American Society. He also founded the first ever Mahatma Gandhi Scholarship given to exemplary high school students. He also seems to find the time to write articles for papers like the San Diego Union Tribune, the LA Times, and even the Hindu in India. Although I cannot claim an acquaintance with Dr. Madhavan prior to today, I'm really looking forward to his guidance for Sanskriti and a continued association with the Indian students. He has a reputation for being a caring and genuine individual and has graced Sanskriti events in the past. and was involved in the creation and was a founding member of this very ISC where we are today. He saw the need for an international student center way back, and we're reaping the profits today. Just based on my calling him and saying, "Sir, would you please come and join us and be our chief guest?" He's here today. I'd like to thank him for that generosity. I thank him from all of us, and now I'd like to invite him up to say a few words.
Natasha, thank you for your introduction. I did not expect you to go through my biodata from some source. I was very impressed. And that speaks very highly of the organizational ability of the Sanskriti. As you said, the Sanskriti, when it was formed in 2001, we were all in it here. And it is a great organization. It's come a long way. And now I understand close to about 450 students of India origin is at San Diego State. When I came here in 1968, long ago, there were none. There were none from India. So right now, you have a large number of them, and many of you started coming into San Diego State only since 1997, 1998. And before that, of course, people had problems. And you know why you are able to come? Mainly because of the very interesting conditions in which India is placed. Before I start telling you something about India and about San Diego State or Indians here, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize and thank giving me the privilege of hoisting the Indian flag on an Indian Independence Day celebration. This is a great honor that can be bestowed upon any Indian, and it is really a great privilege for me to do so. And this is I'm doing it at a time when India is rising in the world. Unlike when I came in 1960, India was not that well known. It was known among people in East Coast and the West Coast, none in between. And there were people who may not even know India had the longest railway lines in the whole world. And at a time when we came, India was not known. We had introduced ourselves about and being Indian. People are very nice, but now things are different. Now India is known everywhere, and not only is everywhere, India is respected everywhere. Why? What has happened in the period, particularly since 1999, when this change started occurring? There were 3 or 4 major events in the world which really changed the image of India. The first event was 1999, when all over the world they're looking for people to change the computer to 2K, 2000, the computer thing. And then they realized India had a very large talent pool which they can draw upon at a cost they can afford. That's the first instant when people around the world recognized India's talents. And the second time that people recognized India's talent was in the year 2000. Of course, before that I should say 1998, the most important period. But that was a time which was not considered very favorable, even though we were able to detonate a bomb. But it was viewed by others somewhat despisingly. But the positive outlook came in the first 1999. Then after that, one of the important events that changed the image of India was 2004, December, when they had a tsunami. And the 2004 tsunami really made the world aware that India had the capability to take care of itself. Not only that, India had the capacity to help others at a time when they were in need of doing things themselves. India was the first country that said, we do not need any aid from outside. As you probably know, when President Clinton and President Bush first went all over the world, particularly to tsunami-affected countries, they did not go to India. They were requested not to come, simply because Indian government told them, we will take care of our needs. And more importantly than that, is Indian government was the first on the scene to help people in Sri Lanka, give assistance to people in Indonesia. So these kind of things made people aware that India has come a long way. Long way, maybe it is doing very well. So, and the third and the most important event would be that India's economic growth in the last few years. Particularly since 1995, India has been growing at about an average of 7.3 to 7.5%. In the last quarter, it grew by 9.3%. The second highest in the last 10 years after China. So, and the fourth important event, I would call it, it's an event, is the amount of foreign exchange we hold right now. And then we have now approximately $195 billion. It's a far cry from 1991 when we had resources only for the imports of 15 days. Now we have resources far more than necessary even for meeting our needs for almost 2 years. And then perhaps some of the things that you all know about is this outsourcing. Outsourcing has given us a push that nothing happened before that. Outsourcing made other people realize India is not only very capable, it's also capable of doing things which others cannot do. And right now, if you look at that, even though outsourcing started as more like a call center, now 125 Fortune 500 companies in the world have their research and development done in India. So that means that we show to the world at large, here we have got a capacity to do a lot of things. And it's also exemplified in other activities of ours in space research. As a result of that, now the relationship between the United States and India is much deeper. And it is because of the realization on the part of what you call Wahi Bottom, there's the State Department of the United States. And there they realized that India has to be reckoned with. India must be there in everything we do. So that made the change. That change occurred in the beginning of 2000 March, when President Clinton went to India. Even though he was one of those people who placed their restrictions on nuclear technology transfers to India as a result of the law that exposed India's atomic bomb explosion. But he is the first person who went and really extolled India. And since then, it is the credit of President Bush, whose policy you may not agree with on many other things. It is his credit, he realized that India is an important player in the world. And he has done in more than one way to recognize it. Perhaps the most important of the things that he has done for India is this recommendation that nuclear material can be traded between India and the United States. Even though India is a nuclear weapon state, the civilian material can be traded between India and the United States. This law has passed the first hurdle. That is, it passed the U.S. Congress, House of Representatives. It is now before the Senate. And the Senate is also going to pass. And if they do that, it's a historic achievement in foreign policy for Bush to do something which goes against the law of the land here. Now they are interpreting these things in the way that it must be done properly. When I came here, India was not even mentioned once in the State of the Union address of the President. Now, in the recent years, India is being mentioned. That means that even for a cursory outlook, even for an average American who hears the State of the Union, many people don't do, but those who hear, then you see that India is now recognized as being a country that's very important. And that is because of the other things also. India has got the capacity, India has got the resources now. India's GDP, measured in terms of purchasing power parity dollar, is now the third highest in the world. United States, China, and India. So India and China together may have a GDP in US dollar terms, in purchasing power dollar terms, higher than that of United States. So you can see India can do a lot of things. So it is the time right now is something that makes you feel very proud being in India. And this is a time when you people have got a larger and important role to play. When we came here almost 50 years ago, then things were, I was only 2 years old at the time. And the things were very different. So we have to introduce ourselves, we have to say the country called India, and we have to speak about the greatness of India, the wonder that was India. But now you can tell the people the wonder that is India is present now. So that makes you feel very strong, feel very proud. And so being an Indian now is really the greatest honor for people born in India. Thank you. Before I do that, let me make an announcement, a couple of announcements. On September 17th, 2006, we will have Arun Gandhi, the eldest grandson of Mahatma, will be here to speak. It's going to be at September 17, 2006 at 5 p.m. in Qualcomm Auditorium, 6455 Lusk Boulevard. It is the Qualcomm building in the west. You had to come off of 805 or something like that. So it is a very interesting thing, and we are going to have a symposium on non-violence, a way to combat terrorism, question mark. 3 people are going to participating. One is Arun, the other is Deepak Gupta of our campus, and the third person is a fellow by name Asim Kamisa. He's an Iranian by birth, but whose son was murdered in San Diego State student, and he has now started a program to introduce non-violence among youth. So these 3 people are discussing the opportunity. I wish all of you try to attend as much as you can. And in fact, we have got a lot of programs like this. We will have, and I would like you to participate in some of them. This organization called San Diego Indian American Society, which I founded about 23 years ago. Now, this is going to be a very important thing. There are other organizations, other activities we have. If you are interested, I'll be more than happy to send something. In fact, I do send the information to Sanskriti. Most of you don't look at that. So, if you have a chance to look at that, then you'll see if you need any help, you can call us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words. We're going to move on now, and we're going to have a song session. We're going to have 3 songs that we're singing for you. 2 of them are from movies. One is old, one is new, and one is just a patriotic song that I'm sure everyone in the audience knows. So we're actually going to start off with that, Hum Honge Kamyab. Then we're going to sing for you Ae Mere Pyare Watan, which is an old Manari song from the film Kabuliwala. And then last, but certainly not least, from our current Indian musical genius A.R. Rahman, we're going to sing the song Azadi from Bose. I'd like to invite all the singers to come up. Before we do start, anyone who's still standing outside, please feel free to come in, right? This is a good time to do it because we're in the middle of things. And my other request to everyone is please either mute or turn off cell phones and pagers. Thank you very much.